A very big good afternoon to everyone for joining today's webinar. Today we have this exclusive webinar with UMCH University in Germany. We have Ms. Katja, Mr. Faisal, and a senior student Yasin with us, who have joined us in today's webinar. For the first 30 minutes, we will be discussing about the university, and then we'll be moving on to the latter part of the meeting with a Q&A session where where all the students and parents will be able to ask their questions in the Q&A box below, and we'll be answering them accordingly. Thank you everyone for joining once again, and over to you, Mr. Faisal.
Thank you, Zahara, for the introduction. Welcome to everyone that has joined the webinar. Happy to have you guys here. And without further ado, I will get straight into the presentation. And as Ms. Zahara said, towards the end, everyone will have the opportunity to ask any questions that they may have related to our university and to our program. So allow me to share the presentation. Okay, so yeah, my name is Faisal Ahmadzai, and I'm a representative of the UMCH campus in Hamburg, and I'm joined here today with my esteemed colleague, Head of Academic Advising, Ms. Katja Zeka.
Hello.
And we're also happy to have one of our third year students, Yasin, joining us as well, who can, tell you guys more about his experiences from, coming from the UAE to Hamburg and how he's been finding the university until now. So we'll have the opportunity to have him also speak for a little. So again, without further ado, let's get straight into it. The agenda of today's presentation is as follows. So in the beginning, we'll give you a short introduction to the UMCH so you guys know who we are and what we do. And then we have a video prepared for you guys that will show you around our campus and all of the services that we offer. Following from that, we will jump right into the study concept and the study structure, where we'll talk more about the duration of the studies and how our studies actually look like. And then I'll talk about student life, in particular about housing and accommodation. And then we'll come to the most important part, which is the tuition fees of our university. That will be followed by some information about the prep courses that we offer. And then last but not least, obviously, we'll tell you about what our admissions procedure is like and how one can apply to our university. So the UMCH is a international branch of the UMFST, George Emil Palade University of Medicine, Pharmacy, Science and Technology of Targu, Mures in Romania. And George Emil Palade is actually a Nobel Prize winner, and he's a very famous Romanian cell biologist, and we're proud to have him as our university's namesake. Some quick facts about our university. So on our campus here in Hamburg, we have just over 700 students and over 25 different nationalities represented on our campus. So just by that, you get to see how diverse and how international we are. And we also have 8,000 square meters of teaching and learning spaces. And we're currently in the process of increasing that by a further 2,000 square meters so that we can offer our students more facilities and more classrooms. A very important fact to mention is that the UMCH is actually the first university to offer a medical program in English in Germany. So that's what really sets us apart from all the other institutions. And then as you can also see on the page, we have more than 30 teaching hospitals. And you may be wondering, what does that mean? I will get into that later on and give you all the information required related to that. Now, Also, a very important aspect is the accreditation. So obviously, as a high school graduate looking to study medicine, you want to know, okay, if I study here, is my degree accredited and recognized? And indeed, it is. So the degree that our students will be getting upon graduation is recognized worldwide. And for example, we are accredited by the Romanian Agency for Quality Assurance in Higher Education. And we're also can be found, or we're listed in the World Directory of Medical Schools. And what that means is that students who graduate from our university are then eligible to go to the US and also eligible for the USMLE in case one would like to pursue their further studies in the United States. Now, as I mentioned, we are recognized worldwide and especially across the board in the European Union. So if a student after graduating from the university wishes to go to another EU country, they are more than happy and more than free to do that. And the degree is accredited. And if they fulfill the local requirements, they can then practice medicine in those countries and also pursue further studies as well. And our entire program is 6 years, and there are 60 ECTS credit points per academic year. So in the end, a student would need to have accumulated 360 ECTS credits in order to successfully graduate from our program. Now, the UMCH campus in Hamburg. For that, we have a short video that is a couple of minutes long, and I will play that for you guys, and then we will get back to the presentation once it's finished. Here we go.
So, where is the UMCH campus located?
I think the video was paused.
In short,
Yeah,
in
perfect.
Hamburg. And Hamburg is a great city. With more than 1.8 million inhabitants, Hamburg is the second largest city in Germany. There are many green spaces, proximity to the water, even a private beach, and many architectural highlights. The North German metropolis has a wide range of leisure activities and a cosmopolitan and a diverse student scene to offer. But that's not all. Hamburg has 25 colleges and universities, making the city an internationally recognized research and university location, especially in the science and medicine. Hamburg is also a media startup center and has a vibrant culture scene. The UMCH campus is located in the Hamburg district of Bahrenfeld. With its many parks, Bahrenfeld is one of the greenest districts of Hamburg, and it has excellent connections to the city center. With your UMCH semester ticket, you can use your public transport in large parts of the city for free. Furthermore, the campus is located in the middle of an urban development project, the so-called Science City Bahrenfeld, in which the University of Hamburg and many other scientific institutions are involved. Science City is a huge planned university and science area that will be built around the UMCH campus in the next few years, including apartments and much more. The UMCH campus itself impresses with approximately 4,500 square meters of teaching and study space, barrier-free lecture, seminar, and administration rooms, as well as laboratories of various types. This also includes a modern campus infrastructure and multimedia high-tech equipment for all types of rooms. We are very pleased to be able to offer our students a modern digital infrastructure. This includes, for example, our digital anatomy and dissection table. This high-tech device from the company Anatomage shows a life-size, three-dimensional representation of the human body, which can be cut at any point and, in contrast to dissections on real human bodies, viewed from all sides. Of course, our students also receive all the learning material for their studies in the digital form on the UMCH Learning Platform. This includes comprehensive university internal scripts. These limit the content that is required in the examinations and therefore serve as a helpful guideline. But of course, UMCH students also have access to numerous online portals, such as Clinical Key Student by Elsevier, the largest and most important online platform in the field of medical literature. In this way, you will have access to an enormous range of textbooks, journals, and many other digital learning materials. Welcome to UMCH campus. Here, you can see our entrance area. At the reception, we support you in all small and large matters of student life. I need a certificate of enrollment. Are there still free places for the next Hurry Hire workshop? How can I log into the Wi-Fi? Help, I lost my access card. Together, we will find a solution for all matters. A typical university day begins in the auditorium. This is where our lectures take place, usually in the morning. Many students follow the lectures using their laptops or iPads. There are scripts for each lecture, which are made available online. This is due to the fact that there are scripts for each lecture which are made available online on the UMCH Digital Learning Platform. The lectures are recorded digitally so that our students can access them around the clock. When the lectures are over, the students are divided into small groups for their respective practical activities. The small group lessons take place in the different laboratories or seminar rooms. In this laboratory, for example, physiology and histology are taught. Via the screens, everyone has comfortable view of the presentation and important diagrams. The laboratory types you see here are also technically state-of-the-art and leave nothing to be desired. Among other things, biochemistry and biophysics classes take place here. In addition, you will also apply your acquired knowledge in experiments here. Of course, anatomy must not be neglected either. In this type of laboratory, we work with digital anatomy and dissection table and a variety of anatomical models. This makes anatomy lessons even more varied and vivid. Here, our students can, after an introduction, deepen their knowledge in small groups apart from the classes and under the guidance of student tutors. In our IT labs, classes in medical informatics are held. These classes not only deal with the important topic of processing, managing patient data, but also with exciting questions in the area of research, such as how do I conduct scientific research and obtain evidence-based information, especially important in times of fake news. In our seminar rooms, among other things, our international students learn German, but the subject Romanian Culture Studies is also taught here. In this subject, which is only a small part of the curriculum, students have the opportunity to take an intercultural look beyond their own horizons. Exciting discussions and presentations from the field of ethics, history, and culture take place here. Of course, there is also a lot to be studied, as befits medical studies. In this respect, our study rooms offer a pleasant environment. Some rooms are quieter so you can concentrate on your self-study. Other rooms are often used by study groups. During the breaks, the students are drawn to our coffee corners or our activity room. Until the end of the year, the study and break rooms will generously extend by just under 1,000 square meters.
Okay, so I hope the video enabled you guys to get a better impression of our campus here in Hamburg and everything that the university has to offer. So now coming to the study concept. So the UMCH offers a very future-orientated study concept. So some key facts from the beginning. We offer a 6-year degree program in medicine in the English language. So what that means is that students can apply to our university without any prior knowledge of the German language, and they won't need the German language to study the actual program. And we on campus, we offer a very practice-orientated study model. So our lectures and the subjects take place in a classroom-like environment where you have 20 to 25 students during a lesson. So that enables them, to have that direct contact with the professor. Unlike if you were in a lecture hall with, 300, 400 other students, and not having the opportunity to even get a question in, or even communicate and get to know your professor. The clinical practical training takes part in one of our many German teaching hospitals located all across the country, and I will come to that later on as well. And as you could see in the video, we do offer a state-of-the-art classrooms and facilities where everything is technologically advanced, and all our lectures are recorded and uploaded onto our online platform, so students have 24/7 access to all the teaching material and all the lectures in case they're not able to make it. As I said in the beginning, our degree is indeed recognized all across the EU, in the UK, USA, Canada, and many other countries across the world. And as I mentioned, students are indeed eligible for the USMLE, the UK's GMC, and other state exams after graduation. Our university also offers a hospitality and housing assistance, and we will get into more detail towards the end of the presentation. And the good thing to know for international students is that once you study medicine in English in Germany, you are eligible and have the possibility to actually practice medicine in Germany upon graduation. And the process for that is very simple and very straightforward. So once you successfully graduate, you apply for your medical license at the federal office, and all you need to do is then provide them with a language certificate that you speak the German language on a B2 level, and also that you understand medical terminology in German on a C1 level. And that is it. So you won't need to be taking part in any licensing exams or any state exams, which is the case, in several different countries. And another plus point here about studying and actually working in Germany is that the chances of actually being offered a job or getting a job upon graduation is very high, due to the fact that Germany is facing a shortage of medical professionals. And we're also happy to announce here that we have students who have just started year 5, and they already have full-time work contracts from the teaching hospitals that they've been doing their clinical part of their training. So the opportunities are endless, and the salaries in Germany are also high. So these students will be looking at earning 5,000 to 6,000 euros per month upon graduation. And if a student wishes to pursue a specialization after their studies, the process for that is also very simple and straightforward. All they would need to do is, apply for the specialization as if they were applying for a job. So they would then prepare all their documents. They would find the hospital or the clinic offering that specialization. They would then get in touch and provide them with the documentation, and then the process just, rolls on from there. And unlike, for example, many other countries, for example, a very distinct example is Spain. So in Spain, the system is different. So you're not free to choose your specialization. All the students, all the graduates would need to take part in a national exam. and the specializations have certain allocations. So the more in demand a specialization is, the higher up on the list it is. And once everyone takes this national exam, then it's a first come, first served basis rule. So the higher your marks, you have the first choice. And once the top specializations are all taken, then you're left with something that you don't want. And then the only possibility you have is waiting an extra year to retake this exam and try your luck the next year. And that is not the case in Germany. So upon graduation, you are free to choose whatever specialization you wish, and you can apply for that directly. Now, the UMCH compared to other international universities. So the main advantage of applying and studying at the UMCH is that you do not need to have completed a pre-medical foundation year or have taken some sort of a test, such as the medical college admissions test. So potential students can apply directly upon graduating high school, and they can get straight into their studies, given that they obviously pass our admissions tests. Another benefit of the UMCH is that our tuition fees are significantly lower compared to the USA and the UK. And the study period, is 6 years. You have 2 semesters per year, and students will be finished much quicker than their colleagues who decide to go to the US, where they would need to do a pre-med and do extra years or take subjects that are not even related to medicine. And those that study at the UMCH will be done within 6 years. And as I mentioned, you do not need any prior knowledge of the German language or even have participated in a Studienkolleg. If those that don't know what that is like a foundation year, which is actually mandatory for international students. Now, we pride ourselves in offering academic support on our campus. So what that means is that we have an open door policy for students. So the UMCH professors, are available before, during, and after the lectures. And they will be more than happy to give you career counseling, see where your strengths are, see what your goals are, and then, point you in the right direction. And also, if you, for example, have questions related to the lecture or related to any other subject, you can, book an appointment with the professor, and they will sit down with you and they will, explain everything to you again until you understand it. So what that guarantees is that all of our students can follow the subjects and nobody is really left behind. So there's also another plus point here. Now, career opportunities, like I mentioned, seeing as there is a shortage of medical professionals in Germany, graduates, there is a high probability of graduates getting a job upon graduating, and they can be classed as the high earners, seeing as that upon graduation, being a specialist in training, for example, they can look forward to earning, 6,000 euros per month. And like I mentioned earlier, if they wish to choose their specialization, they are more than free to do that. They can directly apply for any specialization that they wish. And then get in touch directly with the hospital or the clinic. And what sets our graduates apart from others is, first of all, they've studied in the English language, which is, the world language and, the language of medicine as well. But also on top of that, they also have more practical experience because they start their practical or their clinical phase from year 3. So they obviously have that advantage over other graduates from other universities. Now, coming to the study structure. The program itself is 6 years, and it always starts in the winter semester, so either September or October of each year. And each semester consists of 14 weeks. And within the curriculum, students also have, compulsory elective courses, which, complement the already standing subjects and their schedules in a very optimal way. Now, this is an example of the study structure. So as you can see, the first 2 years are entirely on campus, and this is where the preclinical subjects are taught. So this is mainly the theory, and the subjects or the lessons are taught either in team-based learning, case-based learning, or objective structured clinical examinations. And then the clinical subjects start from the fifth semester, which is the beginning of the third year, all the way until the last year, year 6. This is a sample timetable for the first year of studies. As you can see, the first semester has 2 modules, and then you have several subjects in a module. And then after the module has been completed, you take an exam, and then it is taken, the module is then finished, and then you will move on to the second one. And here particularly, I'd like to, have our third year student, Yasin, just talk about how he's found the study structure until now, how his experience has been like, and talk about the workload and the exams he's already completed.
So hello everybody, I'm Yasin, and yes, like he said, the structure is very, very well made. We have a lot of time right before our exams to review everything we've done. The study timetable on a daily basis is very well maintained. You do not have overlapping subjects, and you can receive all the information one by one, step by step, and nothing is very compact. Especially, I appreciate it before our exams, where we get like a week of preparation before you can have your finals, which is a very, very big advantage in my opinion.
Hey, good, great. Yeah, I mean, it's always, beneficial for students to get that lecture-free period where they can, review and, prepare accordingly for their exams. And now coming to the clinical internships. So I think if we skip this here. So from year 3 onwards, students then start their clinical phase, which takes part in one of our many teaching hospitals situated across the country. So if you can recall, I mentioned in the beginning that right now we have over 30 teaching hospitals within our network. And then from the third year until the 6th year, the semester is then split into 2. So the first couple of weeks are taking place on campus here in Hamburg. And then the final couple of weeks is the clinical phase, where the student will then go to the teaching hospital and then do their practical training. And then, as you can see, year for year, the practical phase increases. So then as the students progress from year to year, from semester to semester, they will then be significantly doing, spending more of their time, actually implementing all that theoretical knowledge that they've learned during the preclinical subjects. And I mean, Yasin has just started the third year, so in a couple of weeks' time, he will also begin his clinical training. So, I mean, it would be good, Yasin, if you just tell the viewers, how the process was like, choosing the teaching hospital and, what you're most looking forward to here.
Yes, so the choosing process starts at the halfway to the end of the second year, where our university hosts an event where these hospitals can come to the university and represent themselves to the students, show their advantages and what they have. Now, the choosing is mainly personal, for personal needs. Some may like big hospitals with thousands of beds, and some may like small hospitals with only multiple of beds. And also distance really matters for people. I'm an international student, so wherever it is, it's fine by me, but some students have their hometown nearby the hospital. And you can also look at other students who are older than you and a year ahead. You can ask them about the hospitals, and they're very friendly. They'll also always tell you what you should be looking forward to for this hospital. I personally am in the hospital at Essen, and you also get to choose 5 hospitals as a preferred hospital, but you need to work hard as it is very competitive. Many students will want that specific hospital, and you need to work hard on your grades and your activity at the hospital to get picked for that hospital.
Okay, great. Thank you. So as you can see, we make sure that the students have a wide variety of choice when choosing their hospitals. And, as you can see from the sample timetable on the screen, we cover several different subjects. So the student has the chance or the ability to get insights into the many different fields of medicine during their clinical phase. Now, the importance of learning German. So I did mention in the beginning that you don't need any prior knowledge of the German language when applying, and you won't need any German when studying on our campus. However, you will be required to speak German on a B2 level by year 3. So year 3 is when the clinical phase starts. And the main reason for this is because the clinical phase or the clinical training takes part in the teaching hospitals in Germany. And you would need to speak German on a B2 level in order to be able to communicate with your supervisors, with the teaching staff, and also with the patients as well, because it's basically bedside teaching. So you would need to be able to communicate with the patients. And, in the medical field, communication is very important. Now, there's no need to worry about learning German on your own because from the very first day, international students have German lessons integrated into their curriculum or into their schedule. So they will have classes once or twice a week, and we have a dedicated teaching staff here. And they will then ensure that students learn the language as best as possible and attain the level of B2 by the end of year 2. So obviously, the in-house lessons are vital and should be taken advantage of. But then we would also recommend that you also practice your German, outside the campus walls as well. So in your day-to-day lives, when you're going outside, going shopping, and that daily practice will also enable you to easily reach level of B2 within 2 years of time, so that you're able to take part in the clinical phase. And here the same information. So we ensure that the students learn the language and that we do everything within our capacity to help them in this regard. Now, this is a map of Germany, and as you can see, there's 20 of our teaching hospitals on the map. So as I mentioned, our facilities or the hospitals and the clinics that we cooperate with are, situated all across the country. And the benefit of this is, during the clinical phase, students are given that valuable insight. They get to see how the day-to-day life of a medical professional is, and it also, gives them the opportunity to get a better idea of which specialization they would like to pursue after their studies. These are some pictures from, some of our students during the clinical phase. They definitely enjoy their time over there. And, as you can see, they also, get to come in contact with other students from across the country and, build those friendships and relationships as well. Now, coming to student life. The UMCH has several partners when it comes to student accommodation. So we have these providers within close vicinity of our campus, and they offer, studio apartments, fully furnished studio apartments, so the student wouldn't need to, go through the hassle of getting furniture and, spending their time thinking about those types of things. So the apartments are fully furnished, and you have everything at your disposal. Now, as a just to know, I mean, these apartments go for, 800 euros to 1,000 or 1,100 euros rent per month. And they are very close to our university. So the students, don't spend most of their mornings stuck in traffic, and they are able to, come to their lectures on time. Now, coming to one of the most important parts, the tuition fees. So, the tuition fees at our university are as follows. So, seeing as most of you guys who have registered for this webinar, I assume, are from the UAE or the GCC region. So, for you, what is applicable is the second one, which is our fees are 17,400 euros per semester. But this is also on a case-by-case situation. So once you do apply, our internal admissions team will then assess which category you fall into. You're depending on your high school degree and depending on your citizenship as well. We have a one-time application fee of 595 euros. And before your studies start, we have our enrollment fee of 4,500 euros. Again, this is a case-by-case process. So be sure to get in touch, and we will be more than happy to let you know which fee applies for you. Preparatory courses. Now, sometimes there are students who are on the edge. They don't know, do I want to really study medicine? Is it something for me? They're unsure. They have a lot of unanswered questions. And for that, without them having to go straight into, studying a 6-year program, we do offer the following options as well. So we have something called a college semester, which is a 3-month intensive course, which actually takes place on our campus here in Hamburg. And, the course contents are basically, your subjects such as biology, chemistry, physics, anatomy, medical theory. And also during this phase, we prepare participants, for our admissions procedure, and also give them individual consultation. And if someone wants to do take part in more what we call a crash course, so it's a 3-week course, and there, you have subjects such as biology, chemistry, and physics. Also takes part on campus here in Hamburg. And the good thing here is not only do you get that initial first contact with medicine, but you also, get a feel for the campus, get a feel for our professors, and also other students as well. And then if you're on the edge, before applying for medicine, during these couple of weeks, you get a better understanding and a better feel, and hopefully by the end of it, you will know if indeed medicine is really something for you, and you can actually imagine yourself doing this and pursuing this. Again, some of the benefits of taking part in these courses are obviously you get to be on campus here in Hamburg. You get to, gain those initial insights. You get to form new friendships and contacts with other students who are also interested in medicine, are in the same position as you are. And also you get to, build or refresh your knowledge and build that foundation, that is necessary to make your life easier when you pursue your medical studies. One second. Yeah. So the upcoming dates for the pre-med and the college semester. So if I'm not mistaken, they usually take place in September and July. And we also have one of our courses taking place in February, if I'm not mistaken. And I mean, but the information can all be found on our website. Our website is updated daily, so visitors have the latest information at their disposal. Now, the admissions procedure. So, the way our admissions procedure works is very simple and very straightforward. We have a two-step process. Step one, so once your application documents have been submitted to us by Cadre International, our internal admissions team will assess all your documents to make sure that you've sent everything has been sent and everything is in order. Once that has been ticked off, you will be invited to our admissions tests, which is two parts. The first part is a brief evaluation, which is about 75 questions. It's basic questions in biology, chemistry, and general knowledge, and it's a multiple choice test. And then after that test, directly afterwards, you will then participate in a motivational based interview in English, where you talk to one of our interviewers about your motivation, about your past experience, and also some other things will be asked during that interview as well. And the main purpose of this is to see if you speak English on a adequate level and that you can actually study a subject such as medicine entirely in English. So this is basically it. And in order to pass the process, a minimum score of 50% is required. And once this phase has been passed, then you can look forward to getting your acceptance letter and also your study contract. So as I said, it's very straightforward, very simple, and very easy to prepare for. And also our upcoming admission dates can be found on our websites. I mean, if you're able to scan the QR code, you're more than happy to do that. But I mean, our upcoming dates are on the 9th of November, and the one after that is on the 23rd of November. And the deadline to have all your documents submitted is usually 2 to 3 days before the actual appointment. But we are also flexible in that regard, and we can also offer individual appointments if necessary. But as a rule of thumb, you can expect our admissions tests to take part on a fortnightly basis, so every 2 weeks on a Thursday. That is it from my side. Hopefully, you guys got a better picture about our university and about our study program, and I hope I could inform you to the best of my abilities. So thank you again for being here and listening. And now I think it's the time to start the Q&A session, and any questions that you have, I am here and my colleague Mizeka is here, and also our student Yasin, if any questions are related to student life and experiences in Hamburg, and I'm sure he'll be more than happy to answer that for you guys. So thank you for listening, and I think I'll pass it on to Ms. Zahara.
Thank you very much, Mr. Faisal, for that very informative presentation. Let's move on to the Q&A session now. So students, you can type in your questions. We can already see a couple questions have already poured in. In the meantime, I'm going to share the contact details of our office and our email in the chat, which is visible now. So if any student or any parent would like to inquire more or would like to know more about the university, they can definitely contact us. Moving on to the Q&A part now. Let's answer the questions. We're not going to be answering the repetitive questions as the presentation was very clear. Moving on to the first question. Okay, Dr. Lydia is asking, what is the entry grade requirements for British system? Yes, Mr. Faisal, Ms. Kadri, could you help us answer that, please?
Yeah, sure. So it was for the British system. I think Mizeka could help out. So the entry requirements for someone who's studied the British system.
Yeah. Well, it's honestly very easy. It's more or less what my colleague already said, Mr. Hamadsai. We do not have any more requirements here based on grades. It's about passing the admission exam. You have to have 2 subjects in total, but it's a standard A-level certificate is totally fine, or IGCSE certificate, both fine. So there's nothing specifically which is required. It's really about passing the admission procedure. Yeah. Is this the answer to your question? Because I think it might be always interesting to hear also from our student who is with us today, who maybe can talk about how he experienced the admission procedure when he applied, how many days it took until he got a feedback. I think that's also something very nice to know for upcoming applicants. How did you experience that?
Yes, can I just add one thing?
Mm-hmm.
That I mean, I can see for the British system that student needs 2 A level, no matter whatever is the grade. No, like if
Yes,
you score A star and if you don't pass the entrance examination, you will not be accepted. But
that's
but if you get C, 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 and if you pass the exam, you will be accepted. So that means entrance examination is the key. You don't need to worry about the grades as long as you don't get U. U is a failing grade. So if you get U, you will not be accepted. But other than you, if you pass the exam, you will be accepted.
totally, yes.
Okay. Next, please.
Okay, so since there were a lot of repetitive questions regarding the same, I think it's pretty clear now. Moving on to the next question by Dr. Lydia, they want to know how many semesters are there per year and will the student use the German language? This was already discussed, but let's just summarize it quickly so we won't have to refer to it again.
Yeah, maybe Yasin, you can talk about this.
Yes, so per year we have 2 semesters, and the German language is used mainly during your studies for the German language. So like we mentioned earlier, we have the German course incorporated in our weekly schedule, roughly 3 times a week. And other than that, outside the university, outside the campus, it's of course a very good practice to use it while you're shopping, whether for food, groceries, or clothes.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to the next question, Arvo wants to know, are all the years studied in Germany?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, during
Okay.
summertime, you have 2 weeks where you do the pathology part in Romania in the first and second year. But that's like just having a trip to the main campus to see the campus, to experience how it is. Yeah, over there, also since you get the diploma from that university, but the rest of it, everything happens on campus here in Hamburg and in our teaching hospitals in Germany.
Okay. We have another question by Ahad. They want to know if the first batch of UMCH has graduated and if German language is required for applying and specializing. We discussed the second part already, so let's discuss the first one about the first batch of UMCH.
Well, they have not graduated yet. Yeah, we will get a first batch in 2 years. So not now, but we have a lot of graduates from Romania already, from the UMFST. They work with the same diploma all over the world as doctors. So yeah, we have very good experience here.
Okay. Then we have another question by Rishika regarding the grade requirements. So this was already clear. Khadija wants to know, are there any scholarships for international students?
No, they're none.
Okay. Then Khadija also wants to know, when should the students apply for the 2024 intake?
Well, they should apply right now because we already gave away study places successfully, which means we already have limitation of places now. Every year we have around 200 students who start their studies. And even especially non-European students are applying now from all over the world, yes.
Okay. Moving on to the next question, Niven is asking, how much is the fees for dentistry? As we discussed, dentistry is not taught over here, just the human medicine. Moving on to the next question, they're also asking how much is the accommodation per month? Accommodation fees per month.
Jesse, maybe you can talk about this as well from your experience.
Yes, so it really varies according to your needs and what you want. Like Mr. Ahmed mentioned earlier, it ranges from 800 to 1100. That's for a studio. We're talking in terms of euros, of course. But of course, it can get up all the way up to 2000, 3000. My biggest tip is to start looking for apartments early, as Hamburg is very international and lots of students come and apply. So it could get very competitive. Hence, starting earlier could massively help find an apartment, a desirable one, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question by Niven. They want to know, does it require to make a block account? I think you're talking about the admission process. Is there any step that requires to make a block account?
If I may answer this, for the university, no, it isn't required to have a blocked account, but you will need a blocked account to apply for a visa to Germany. More of that you can find on the Hamburg portal, where it tells you all of the requirements you need to apply for a visa.
Okay. I can see a couple questions regarding IGCSE. Many students have asked if they can apply right after IGCSE. Can you please address this?
Maybe you can show it, Faisal, the screen about the requirements here. That would be nice.
I think it was, already mentioned that we don't accept IGCSE only A levels. Two A levels is the minimum requirement. No, so there is no point of discussing IGCSE because IGCSE cannot be accepted. No.
Okay. Moving on to the next question by Sabiha. They want to know, is the physics subject required for the university?
No, it's not. No.
Okay. Then the next question is by Nimish. They want to know, what is the duration of the PG course and the stipend?
I'm sorry, can you please repeat it? I didn't really get
Yeah.
it in the sound. Yeah.
Okay. What is the duration for the post-graduation course and the stipend, the tuition fees?
Okay. So you're talking about the PhD program afterwards, right?
Yes.
Yes. It's up on 3 years, and about the fees, they might be comparable to what it is at the moment, but we can't tell because it will be built up. We're not ready right now to tell exactly, but it will be around the same as
Okay.
we're studying.
Yes, I think he's asking about the PG courses. Means, I mean, a specialty. We don't offer any PG courses. No, like they want to be a specialist like gynae or cardio. They don't offer. So we don't offer this course. No. So that's why PhD is not a clinical one. It's a basic science. No, not the clinical one. So PG is not being offered in this university. No.
Okay. Moving on to thank you. Moving on to the next question by Dr. Lydia. They want to know, for any student who's graduated in May 2023, can the student still join for the academic year 2023-2024?
No, right now we always have an intake by the end of September. So everyone who wants to join, the next chance will be end of September 2024.
Okay. Levin wants to know, does the certificate or the degree will be granted from Germany or Romania?
The diploma comes from the Romanian University.
Okay. Rahab wants to know, what is the acceptance rate in the university?
This is a difficult question because it's really depending about the timing. Two different facts. One is the timing when you apply. So the sooner you apply, the higher is the chance of acceptance. And also, of course, it's about how many people are passing the examination. So this varies as well. As a recommendation, it really has to say, when we speak about application process, apply as soon as possible. You can repeat it if you fail. And this would be like the best tip. Speaking about how many students make it from the one year to another, we have, if you say 200 students, maybe 2 to 4 maximum are struggling per year, I would say. Yeah. And then I keep on going to the next year, the rest. Yeah.
Okay. Another question by Nisha. They want to know, she wants to know, is there a cutoff mark to pass the entrance test?
You have to get 50% in total. So the combination between the interview and the written evaluation has to be 50%.
All right. We have another question by Mira. She wants to know, is the experience in the medical field like volunteering in hospitals during high school needed, or does it help with the application?
It helps with the application when we have a look on the interview, because the interviewer, they will have check on it. What kind of experience do you have, or what kind of internships are you planning to do? So it always helps to show something to prove your interest in medicine. So on that side, yes, it helps.
Okay. Ghazal wants to know, if they take the first 2 years in Hamburg and continue studying in Romania, will the diploma be certified from Romania or Germany?
Same thing, the diploma will always be from the UMFST.
Okay. Rehab wants to know, are there any sports scholarships for international students?
No.
Okay. Leah wants to know, if someone wants to take admission, where and how does the entrance exam takes place? So, as I mentioned, Ria, you can contact us, Raj International, and the contact details are given in the chat as well. So, for more information, you can definitely contact us. The next question is, it's again a repetitive one. Okay, Reem wants to know that they're taking AP curriculum. Do they have to take the AP test, or is AP is basically required for American curriculum?
Just a second here. So for American curriculum, it says you have to hand in the high school diploma or the GED, general education diploma, or high school equivalency diploma, plus SAT or ACT.
Okay.
Or APT.
Okay. Then we have another question with Dr. Lydia. They want to know if there is a sample for the exams that will be done for the students.
No, but as Kadri already knows and has helped us here as well, we always have the college semester where, yeah, you used to send students into, and they all made it. So the students who take that course get trained intensively for admissions, yeah, and they can apply for that course to, through Kadri. Yeah.
Okay. Again, we have a lot of questions regarding IGCSE, so we've already answered that in them. Does the university require any IELTS exam? This is a question by Rahab.
No, the English level will be tested during the interview.
Okay. Again, Fatma, this is a repetitive question. What should the average be in school in order to study medicine? As we've discussed, the only grade that matters is in the entrance exam, so you'll have to excel in that. Another repetitive question. Okay, we have a couple questions asking by Neha. She wants to know if the CBSE curriculum is accepted.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And Errol wants to know, can they do a foundation year instead of A levels to apply?
No.
No. Okay. Right. Again, there's a couple of repetitive questions. Right. Okay. So, answering the last question, we've covered most of the questions over here. Rest of it, if there was anything that wasn't answered though, then you can definitely contact us, and of course, we'll be assisting you. Since there's no more questions coming, this is where we can end the Q&A session as well as the webinar. Okay, one last question by Nisha. She wants to know, does the preparatory course guarantee a seat?
Well, if you apply for it now, we cannot guarantee it, but as I said, we never had anyone who failed during the college so far. So you can do it online or on person here on campus. And due to the fact that you get trained 3 months for that admission session, it's a very, very high chance to succeed. Yeah.
Okay. Again, I can see that there's no more questions, so this is where we can end our session. Thank you everyone for joining.
One
Yeah.
more thing, Zara. Zara,
Yeah.
can you inform them about the recording, no? Because some of them
Oh, yeah.
are asking for the recording, no? Yeah.
Okay, so for the recording, again, the session is being recorded and being live streamed on our YouTube channel as well. So if there is anyone that would require the recording, you can contact us and we will be sending it to you. Apart from this, yep, that's it. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Ms. Kaja, Mr. Faisal, and Yasin for joining us today as well.
Yeah,
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you for
everybody.
having us. Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you,
Thank
you.
you very much, everybody. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Thank
Have a
you,
nice
everyone.
day.
Take care,
Bye.
everyone. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.